Hey everyone, this is Mike from Mike's Do It Yourself. Today I want to show you how to put in a large TV. I've already done a small TV, how to put one up on the wall. And the first thing you want to do is just come up with a big area and make sure it's big enough for the size of your TV. And then once you have, the area, this one's going to go on a wall that is leads out to an exterior wall. And then the next thing you want to do is just take a picture or remember where all your hookups were on the back of your TV, and so that way you can hook it all back up when you get it on the wall. Now also, if you have a cutout, a lot of times home builders, or you can do this yourself, see an exterior wall, it's going to be a little different because you're going to have insulation in the wall. But if it's an interior wall, you can make a cutout next to where you're going to have the wall or the TV mounted. So you make a small, almost like an outlet cutout, and then usually you'll do it next to a 2x4 or close to the 2x4, and then you can shove the wires down into there. And so you'll probably need 12 to 14 foot, maybe 10 to 12 foot HDMI cables, whatever kind of cables are leading to your TV. And then you will stick them down through there. And then say if you have a cabinet of some sort at the bottom, you can put those, you can make another hole, I would say around the same distance or around the same area as the top hole. And so you'll just cut out another hole down at the bottom here, and that way your cables can just go right down that next to that 2x4. Now, like I said, it's best for interior walls. Exterior walls, it'd be a little more challenging because you have that insulation in there. Now, what I would recommend, if you're mounting it to a wall that has an exterior wall on the other side, is that you do a cable track. Now, you're perfectly able to make a hole next to your mount, next to the 2x4, and try to shove your wires down through, but like I said, you're going to have some issues because of the insulation. Now, they do sell white wire or cable tracks, and you can just mount them near the bottom of your TV and have them go into a track so it matches the color of your wall. And that is one option. So to get started, what you'll want to do is go ahead and disconnect your TV with all the cables, and then make sure you go ahead and unplug your television, and just unplug it from the outlet would be the best choice. Then you can unplug it from the television. And then you'll want to take your television and turn it around, and then take your legs off, or you can leave the legs on, and then you'll want to put the mount to the back of your TV. Now there's usually about 4 holes that you'll use, and you have to put washers in, and I'll go ahead and show you that. Now this is the mounting plate that's going to go on the back of the TV, and this is the hardware I chose. Now you'll want to check to make sure how deep your hole is, just to make sure that with the washer, the plastic washer, the regular washer, and the bolt, to make sure it's not going to hit the back of anything inside there. So it looks like there's quite a bit of space in this. This one, there's not that much of a concern, but some you may have the panel or part of the TV back a little farther. So you just have to keep an eye on it, make sure you don't go in too far. So I like to leave some space. It is possible, like if you wanted to mount it just directly on there, I guess that would be okay. But I think in most applications you'll want a little bit of a space in case you need wiring to go through there, or any other reason, you know, you'll want to leave some space. So in this case, it's the bolt, the washer, the plastic washer, and then that should give you enough space or enough room in there to hook into it. Well, in this case it doesn't. So what we can do is go with the long bolt. There is a bolt that's a little bit longer, and we'll go with those instead. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try this bolt and see what it looks like if I've got enough space in there for that washer and the other washer without hitting anything. And it looks like I do. So I'll go ahead and use these longer bolts. These shorter bolts were just too short. So again, it'll be the bolt, the washer, the mounting bolt, or the mounting bracket, and then the washer, the plastic washer. Well, once you get your mounting bracket all secured to the back of your TV, you can go ahead and take your legs off of the TV, and then I would just lean it up against something just so, and prop it up so it won't fall, and that would be the next step. And then we'll get the mounting bracket on the wall. Now for this TV, there was 4 screws or 4 bolts and the 2 mounts, but yours may look a little different. Now, once you get the general position of your TV somewhat on the wall located, you want to go ahead and find your studs that line up with your mounting bracket. And so I have one here, and then I have one in here. And so what the marks that I made, the bottom of the cabinet that is going to go in front of the TV is approximately 26 inches, so it'll be about here. I made a mark at, what, 4 inches above, and this would be the bottom of the mounting bracket. I think that's... Oh, okay. Yeah, 30 inches would be the bottom of... It would be 4 inches above the cabinet. 2 inches is the bottom of the mounting bracket, and the next hole is where the mounting holes are going. So these are the bottom mounting holes, and these are the top mounting holes. And so what I'll do first, I'll go ahead and make a hole, a 3/16 drill bit hole into one of these. And then once I get a lag screw with the mounting bracket in there, I can go ahead and level it, and then we can drill the other holes. Well, once you get one lag screw in, you can put the level on top or on the bottom of your mount, and then mark your holes. And that way it'll be lined up. Now once you get the mount level, you're able to put the TV onto the mount. And for this one, there's 3 bolts, 2 at the bottom and 1 on top. And that's how that mounting bracket will mount onto this mounting bracket. Now another thing to remember for these TV wall mounts is that this one is a 37 to 80 inch, And you got to look at your weight capacity. This one is about 130 pounds. So you just want to make sure your TV does not exceed the weight capacity of the wall mount. And then once you get your TV mounted to the wall, you're able to do some fine tuning or adjustments. This is for the full swivel. You can loosen these top bolts up, or the top nuts here, and then this will swivel down and up. And then you'll just want to tighten those nuts back. And as far as going left or right, you should be able to do that with no problem. And then sometimes you have a tightening knob on the sides, and you'll just want to crank that down when you get to a good position. And then your wiring, this one does have cable wire ties, so you can put your wiring through here, and you can, like I said, you can run it through a hole if you have an interior wall, or run it down some cable wire ties, or whatever you want to do to make it go down. This has been Mike from Mike's Do It Yourself. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your next home or automotive project. And don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment.